am Juliette Bennison.
And I'm Heather Postaway. Welcome to DCTV's Street Talk.
We're outside the UC Davis Coffee House today, and this week's question is, when is it appropriate to have a draft, and is now one of those times?
I'm Steve Basham.
And I'm Doug King.
And I feel that if there's a just cause, that there wouldn't be a need for a draft. If people felt strongly enough about it, they'd volunteer.
We gotta have more, so let's get rid of it.
I agree.
My name's Andy Rubenson. I live in San Francisco, and I definitely do not think that now is an appropriate time to have a draft, because I think that our leaders haven't made it clear why it is that we are fighting in the Middle East and fighting for the liberation of Kuwait. I think that men and women think that they want to fight such a battle should go ahead and volunteer, and I'm sure many of them have. And I think that right now, drafting them and taking people against their will to go fight is incorrect. As far as when a draft is ever appropriate, it's a really hard question to answer. I'm of the opinion that war, as we now know it, is not an acceptable way of resolving a conflict, and so a draft for any military purpose I would consider immoral.
Yeah, I don't think a draft is needed right now, and it's only needed, in my opinion, once the red reserves are used up, and we're nowhere near that point at this point. Plain and simple.
My name is Gay Watanabe. I'm a student here at UC Davis, and I don't think it's ever appropriate to have a draft. I'm against this war. I really want to say that a lot of the students here on this campus disagree with the war and disagree with having a draft, and now is not the time to have a draft. And we have to think about our troops that are going to come back from this war and all their psychological implications that are going to happen, and also all the political repercussions. This needs to be considered. We need to start thinking about this. It's not going to just end right after the war. We haven't even taken care of our Vietnam veterans like we should have. It's really important that we start thinking about these issues and coming together as a community and as students of all the UC schools, state schools, high schools, and everyone all together.
My name is Carolyn Martin. I don't think it's appropriate to have the draft, especially with this war, and I don't think that people would feel the same way, maybe in World War II, that they do now. But after Vietnam, we know what it's like to send people over there who really don't want to go over there, and I really don't think this is one of them.
Yeah, hi, my name is John Botchmulupi, and I think the only time that I think the draft would be really permissible is if, like, our country's being attacked, like, our country proper, like our borders actually being invaded, and I think that's the only time when the draft is permissible, really. And I think regarding the crisis in the Persian Gulf, I really think that it should be a war fought by professionals like it's being fought now, and I don't really think a draft is really right, and I don't think we're going to have one anyways.
I don't think it's appropriate to draft people to fight for our oil companies' interests, and I know that I wouldn't go if there's ever a draft.
I don't think it's appropriate to have a draft at all. I think we should be resolving our problems through nonviolent means, through working toward less violent means of solving the problems of the world. So, in many different respects, I don't think it's appropriate to have a draft at all. We have simply gone to using violence and mass violence as a means of solving differences in the world. I think it's wrong.
I think that it's appropriate to have a draft when the United States is being threatened, specifically when the people of the United States are being threatened. I don't think at this time the people of the United States are being threatened by anyone. I certainly don't think that Saddam Hussein is threatening the people of the United States. I think it was unfortunate that he invaded Kuwait. However, Kuwait is not part of the United States. It's only 5% of the U.S. oil supply. It is not any part of the sovereignty of the United States, and I don't think that it's appropriate for us to have a draft at this time. I don't even think it was appropriate for us to invade, to attack Iraq because of the invasion of Kuwait. This particular war, which we're in, is going to double the federal deficit. It's going to result in the deaths of tens of thousands of Americans, and I don't think it's for any particularly good reason. So I don't think that now is a good time to have a draft.
I guess it's appropriate to have a draft when the nation or its interests are in danger. Now is not one of those times. We have more than enough oil and more than enough resources to administer an alternative energy policy. So this ain't it.
When is it appropriate to have a draft? Is now one of the times. As far as being when it's appropriate for having a draft, that's kind of tough, but now I don't think it's the time. Reason is, first of all, a lot of soldiers over there now are scared, and I don't think that'll help the situation that we're in now.
I think a draft is important to a certain extent just for our country's security. Just the only problem that I have with the draft is probably more regarding black people. And if we are drafted, as long as we have an equal number of representation in the military as we do in civilian life. For example, one in every black person is one of the civilians walking around the United States, but one in every four is a military person. So we have a disproportionate of numbers. In other words, we overrepresented. So it wasn't so much as overrepresented, I guess it wouldn't be a problem.
I think it's a problem because I don't think that it's appropriate right now because they already have too many people out there and it's no use having more of them going down there.
Well, I think it's appropriate to have a draft when the national security interests of the United States are compromised. And if we can't protect our country and the volunteer force is not enough to protect our country, I think then it would be an appropriate time to have a draft. However, right now I think the all-volunteer force serving in the Persian Gulf is more than adequate, and I don't think a draft is necessary at this time.
Hi, I'm Nick Wittree, and I'm going to answer this question right here, the one on the board. When is it appropriate to have a draft? Is that one of those times? It's probably appropriate to have a draft once people start dying and we really, really, really need one. And although I do not want to have our government say a draft, I would go. Yeah, actually, that's not the question, is it? No. No, now's not one of those times. I think the government should first take all the reserves we can possibly take, exhaust all efforts possible, then take a draft. When they do institute a draft, I do not think they should take people by age. I think they should take like in a big group. If they're going to take 18 through 25, I think they should like randomly take people from 18 through 25 and not just the 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds. I think it's ridiculous and stupid because young people just die and older people just get to slide by, and that's it.
My name is Suzanne Brown. I don't think that now is the appropriate time to have a draft because I think that a draft is only appropriate when it's questions of national security are at stake. And I don't think our national security is at stake because of the Persian Gulf crisis. I don't think it's a direct threat to the United States. And I think that there could be a lot of ways that we could negotiate a settlement, except for we don't seem to be doing that. I don't think that our young men and women should be dying because the United States can't find a way to deal with small dictators.